Hey there! Welcome to Micro Homesteads. Ever feel like you're drowning in stuff? Working overtime to pay for space you barely use? What if there was a way to live with less stress, more freedom, and a smaller environmental footprint? Today, we're diving into the 5 surprising reasons tiny house living might be the game changer you never knew you needed. And stick around to the end, where I'll ask about your biggest tiny house concern. Your answers help us create content that matters to you. Reason number 1, financial freedom that might seem impossible in today's housing market. The average American spends about 1/3 of their income on housing. But tiny house owners? Many pay off their homes completely within 3 to 5 years. Maria in Colorado built her 280 square foot home for $35,000 and now lives mortgage-free, allowing her to work part-time and pursue her passion for photography. Think about what you could do if your housing costs were reduced by 70%. Tiny houses use significantly fewer resources, both to build and to maintain. The average tiny house consumes about 7% of the energy used in a conventional home. That's 93% less energy. Plus, limited space naturally encourages mindful consumption. When you have to consider where something will go before buying it, you end up with fewer impulse purchases and more meaningful possessions. Want to live near the beach, in the mountains, close to family? With a tiny house on wheels, changing your scenery doesn't mean selling your home and buying another. James and Sarah, a remote working couple we featured last month, have lived in 5 different states in 3 years, all while keeping their housing costs consistent and maintaining their sense of home. Less stuff means less cleaning, less organizing, and less mental clutter. Tiny house owners consistently report reduced stress levels after downsizing. With thoughtful design, you can create a space where everything has its place and maintenance takes minutes instead of hours. As tiny house owner David puts it, "I used to spend my weekends cleaning and fixing things around my big house. Now I spend that time actually living my life." Tiny living often leads to stronger relationships, both with housemates and with the wider community. Inside a tiny house, you learn to communicate better and resolve conflicts quickly. There's nowhere to storm off to. And many tiny house owners find themselves naturally building stronger community ties, using shared spaces, and spending more time outdoors connecting with neighbors and nature. So we've covered financial freedom, environmental benefits, location flexibility, simplified living, and stronger connections. But I'm curious, what's your biggest concern about tiny house living that's holding you back? Let us know in the comments below. If you're intrigued by the possibility of living with less space but more freedom, hit subscribe and join us next week when we tour an incredible 240 square foot home that incorporates all the latest smart home technology. Until then, remember that sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest possibilities. This is Micro Homesteads, where small spaces lead to extraordinary places.